share with your fans and followers. Feel free to post it on the David Bowers Awards on Facebook, the group's page. We'll see it, pick it up, and carry it on from there. So before we let you go, and I said that so word, I sound like a Valley girl. I so hate it when people start every sentence off with so. I don't know. It just irks me. It's like it says, I don't know anything else to say. I have to say so while I'm thinking of what I'm going to say. You get the newsmen on TV who are supposed to be professional speakers, and somebody will ask them a question, and their answer is, so I think, and I'm saying, no, don't do that to me. Before we let you go, I want to thank you for joining us here today, sharing your time and telling your story, sharing your music also. And to that end, we have How Can I Forget You queued up and ready to go. Tell us about this song.
Man, this song is a really touching song, pretty much. It's kind of one of those heartfelt songs. David Reed wrote this song, which is my cousin, and I heard this song. I knew it was going to be a touchy song. It means a lot to me, and I love playing it out because you can really feel what you're singing. You really can, and you can connect that with the audience. You don't get that as much through a recording, but it's still there. It's still there. I love this song.
And that's one of the things about music. It's a window to your soul, and if you've got your heart and soul into it, everybody can know and feel it. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Dozier, thank you for being with us on the David Bowers Awards, and here he is with How Can I Forget You? Boy, he was right, too. Tyler Dozier, How Can I Forget You? Definitely a touching song. Thank you so much, Tyler. Pleasure having you join us. And we have another guest standing by. we're going to hear from a guy who calls himself Basie. He's from Nottingham, England, and this is a song that's going to knock your socks off. I told you we had an eclectic show today. We've gone from ethereal rock. We've gone from there to country. And now we're going to kind of moody blues country with Basie and Wild is the Wind.
Let me fly away with you.
fun. There you go. That's Wild is the Wind by our next guest, who is not a count but goes nevertheless by the name of Basie. Come on in and say hello.
Hi. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you. How about yourself?
Yeah, it's a little late here in the UK, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I know what you're saying there. That's one thing about doing a show that's done with artists all over the world. We get to talk to people in all kinds of time zones, like 3:30 in the morning, and they're bleary-eyed. But you're looking chipper right now.
Yeah, I'm running on good energy levels at the moment. I'll probably crash later on, but
you're a music man. You got to be good for midnight at least.
It's the right time.
Hey, great to have you here with us. I loved that track, and
thank you.
The first time I heard it, the more I got into it, the more I listened to it, the more it hooked me. And by the end, I'm saying, now I know why I like the Moody Blues. I mean, there's a similarity in sound there. It's a totally different song. The voice is different, but I got a Moody Blues feeling.
Wow. It's always interesting hearing other people tell me what references they link to the music, and sometimes it's never a band or an artist I ever thought of. Right. But they hear something that I maybe didn't, and that's what's good about music, really.
Oh, really? It's like I just mentioned earlier on the show. It's the window to your soul, and each of us are different. So we're going to see, hear, and interpret differently. And a good example is my co-host John Bon Jovial, who never sees things the way I do. What was your take on that, John Bon Jovial?
Well, we're on the opposite ends of the spectrum on so many things, but that's really one of the things that does make this partnership tick. I pretty much have to agree with some of with the influence, the Moody Blues type of thing. Although you certainly don't sound like Justin Hayward, but and I don't mean that in a bad way.
Sure.
But
I was going to ask who you're dumping on. Are you dumping on Basie or Justin?
No. The voice that you lend to this is perfect for the type of music that you're doing, and I mean that seriously. It's got such a nice sound, and your production values were very good on it.
Thank you.
Oh, sure. But I do, okay, David mentions, the Moody Blues. I wanted to know, before I put in my 2 cents worth as to who influenced you, I want to hear it from you yourself.
That's a good question. I mean, the song itself, I heard the David Bowie version back in the late 1970s, and it's been a song that's stuck with me for decades, really. And I've always wanted to do a version of it, but I wanted to do maybe an alternative version, something a bit darker and a bit more stark. And I was kind of also thinking, if it's ultimately a love song, you never hear a male and a female voice in that same song. It's Nina Simone sang it in the 1950s, I think, and was it Johnny Mathis originally? I'm not sure, but anyway, certainly Nina Simone and David Bowie are the most sort of popular versions. So I just wanted to make it a little bit different, and I wanted to also bring across a contrast in the vocals, a sort of more delicate, fragile female voice, and probably a male voice that's a little bit over the edge, a little bit more emotional. Just kind of portray the different types of aspects of love, and I was trying deliberately to develop what I'd call my own voice and not be influenced by anybody. But I guess that never happens. We're always influenced by people, and it's just always and it's fascinating to hear other people say you reminded me of that person or that person, because a lot of the time I never had them in mind, but it just makes me think, nothing's ultimately that original. We all rely on in each other in music,
And as John indicated, you don't sound like Justin, and that's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
The thing I was describing was the feel I got from the sound.
Yeah.
It was like the first time I heard "Only in My Wildest Dreams," which is my favorite Moody Blues song by a landslide. I love that tune.